If you don't want financial freedom, put your hand down. Many of you are probably watching this video because you do want financial freedom. You want to feel secure in retirement. You're a little nervous about retiring. You know, you have that stream of income. You're comfortable. You spent the last 20 to 30 years kind of building this lifestyle that you want to live. And you're afraid if you hit that kill switch that you're going to be suffering and living a life that you don't want to live. Well, how much money do you actually need to survive? How much money do you need to have financial freedom? And we're going to answer that question. I'm going to give my perspective, but we're going to watch a video because they said that somewhere you need around $800,000, maybe. I don't know if that's enough, or you may need a little bit more. Let's take a look.
All right, in today's Money Watch, we are talking about saving for the future and retirement. A new survey from Charles Schwab reveals that Americans believe it takes more than $800,000 to be financially comfortable. It also shows about 1/3 of Americans do not have any type of financial plan. But don't worry, we've got you covered. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here. Nate? Jill is here. Dollar Jill here is to break it all down. All right, so let's jump right into it. Why do you want to reframe the conversation about retirement? And what does that mean exactly?
Well, because when I went through the last, say, 20 to 30 years giving people financial advice, first as a business owner and then as a podcast host and here on TV, what I hear from people is, I'm not that interested in retiring, but I am interested in understanding when I can have more control over my life. I think it's a little bit of an outdated notion that everybody works till a certain date and we're done.
Yes.
It's that people want control over their lives. So it is a bit more like financial independence and how we can help people find a better way to keep working longer and be happier in their positions. And it doesn't work for everyone. I get it. But if we can give people just a modicum of control, they will approach their financial lives in a much better way.
Okay, let's do the modicum of control. If you haven't even started to plan, when should you start? Is there an age you should start? Is there a peace of mind you should start?
Right now,
Right now?
whoever you are, you're 20, you're 50, you're 60, and you're still working and you never run the numbers, here's where we start.
20s?
Yes, absolutely. Because I think younger people understand. They've seen their parents and grandparents go through hard times. They know. So you start not with a rule of thumb, because that's kind of lazy.
Yeah.
You go to a retirement calculator online. When you do that, there's going to be some information you need. The biggest piece of information, how much money do you spend right now? If you don't know that piece of information, you cannot possibly do this. So it's your basics, it's your fun stuff. If you're a little bit older, maybe it's ongoing obligations. You've got aging parents you've got to take care of. You've got adult children. Now you know this is the expense number that I am trying to find.
My name is AB Ridgeway. Welcome back to another episode of the Ridgeway Report. And we have gotten off to a great start. And what I mean by great, I mean superior start. She is coming out the gate with 20 to 30 years of experience. She is not holding any punches, and she is going to the root of the problem, which is us not understanding our expenses. Yes, we know how much we make, but we don't know how much we spend. And that is the second part of that equation. We talk about budget. We talk about how to figure out how much money you're going to need so you don't run out in retirement. You need to know your income, but you also need to know your expenses. And I think that she hit it right on the nail. So let's keep listening to her because she has some very great information. I really don't have too much comment on what she said prior to because everything was golden. So if you need to go back, you need to rewatch it, I would go rewatch it. But let's keep going and see what else she has in store for us.
Once you have that, you are ready to start looking at the future. And the calculations will take into account how much you make now, how much money you're saving, how much money your company is matching, all those pieces. And it will give you a number that you can replicate where you say, when I get to a certain age, I will be able to create that much income in the future for myself. And don't forget, we're living longer. So if you are over the age of 40, you're going to still live till 90, 95.
Yeah.
And if you're under the age of 40, you might live till 100. We have to make sure people understand that the longer that life lasts, the more money we need to save right now.
So you're right. People should think about it in their 20s. When I met Katie in my early 30s and she'd been saving since her early 20s and her 401k, I thought it was the sexiest thing ever. I was like, wow, it's a responsible person. We are going places together. But tell us about those retirement accounts like 401ks, other options. What should people know about them?
Well, I think the first thing that you need to know is use them. What we understand from a lot of the data is that people say, oh, I can't save. But when they're automatically enrolled in a 401k or a 403b, they do save money, even when you don't make that much. So you want to automate it. So 401ks, if you start with a little bit, maybe just up to your company match or a couple of percentage points that you can put away, you can put up to $23,500. Most people are not doing that. More if you're over the age of 50, and if you're 60 to 63, there's a special little bonus you can put in. But the best way to do it is to automate it, and then slowly but surely, 1 percentage point a year or every 6 months, that's what you do. If you don't have a plan at work, you can start an IRA or a Roth IRA. The same idea applies. A little bit at a time. Maybe it's $100 a month. You may never get to $7,000 a year for a couple of years. It's okay.